If you could offer any advice, be it relating to career, music, family, etc., to the Alan Gilbert of 25 years ago, what would it be?
Well, that's.
And you thought they wanted to talk about programming, right?
No, that's a really good question. As far as where I've ended up, I have no complaints. And if there is some truth to the idea that what you did 25 years ago has led in an uninterrupted line to where you are now, I did something right because I'm doing. I think I have the best job that any conductor could want to have. I'll answer it this way. What I've found in the last few years doing this job is that it calls on so many different capacities. There's so many qualities that I have to try to bring, both musical but psychological, and the physical side of conducting, and the the human side, getting people to work well together, and dealing with the administration, and people like you, what you do with marketing and getting the word out, being in contact with other musicians and speaking languages, and there's so many different things that that come into play. It's really a fascinating job, and it's never boring. So I guess let's put it this way: if I were talking to someone who had the ambition, which I actually didn't really, it kind of took me by surprise a little bit. I wanted to be able to enjoy music, and I had this vague sense that it would be more fun to conduct better orchestras, so I thought it would be nice to end up in a situation in which I could conduct the best orchestras, but I didn't specifically ever say, I'm going to do this in order to become music director of the New York Philharmonic. But what I would say to a young conductor is that you should really try to develop in as many different areas and in as broad a way as possible. Go ahead and study those languages and learn the repertoire early. The hardest thing to do is to study music that you don't actually have to perform. Sort of putting money away in the bank, without any idea that you'll ever get to spend it. It's hard enough to study a piece that you have to do, but studying a piece that you don't have to do, that's really hard. And I tell my students over at Juilliard, you think you're busy now, wait till you're really busy. So anything you do now will be something that will be credit, will be something that you can call on and bring forward later on. And there's so many different things that you need to know. To speak languages, to have dealt with literature, to really have a broadly based background. I think to create the richest possible background, that's what I would suggest. And I guess I've been pretty lucky. I wish I had practiced more. I wish I were a better pianist now. I wish I could improvise. I wish I could play jazz. These are things that I actually would be fun to be able to do, and I think would probably serve me well now. I can't do those things, so maybe I would suggest to that younger Alan Gilbert to do those things. But essentially, fundamentally, these are things I've said a lot today because I'm trying to, get at some sort of elusive truth. I really do think that it's important to have a wonderful, full background.